What do you think about me when you hear my voice? How tall do you assume I am? What ethnicity do you perceive me to be? How about we start simple? What gender do you think I am when you hear my voice? You're listening to the Langara Voice podcast. I'm your host, River Huckleberry Kero, and my pronouns are he, him. This episode, we're going to spend some time today talking about voices. Specifically, how your voice can be changed to better align with your gender identity. For transgender and non-binary people, their voices can sometimes be a source of dysphoria or even a safety concern. Sherry Zelazny of the Changing Keys program here in BC is a registered speech-language pathologist. Changing Keys is the only free government-based vocal training program for trans people in all of Canada.
We talk about finding the voice that reflects who you are and how you feel and how you want to communicate.
Zelazny pointed out that this type of care is often prompted by societal pressures to sound a certain way.
In a perfect world, we would not be doing this. Clearly, that's not the perfect world that we're in, and people do make impressions based on sound of voice. We do it all the time. Everybody does it all the time. But it can be certainly very traumatic and emotional for somebody who is presenting themselves and then gets misgendered by the sound of their voice.
The BC Medical Services Plan does not cover any other type of outpatient voice treatment. Sessions that are not covered by employment insurance can cost upwards of $100 an hour. Your Voice Speech Therapy is an organization based out of Ontario that offers sliding scale services for trans voice therapy as well as free monthly online drop-in sessions. Laura Jansen, along with their colleague AC Goldberg, explores the main concepts of voice training in these workshops. Their techniques emphasize helping the client get the voice that they want.
The voice is so malleable, and I think that's an important thing for us to recognize within any kind of voice modification, voice expansion, gender-affirming voice work, whatever we want to term this, that a lot is possible with the voice. I've seen clients come in with very deep, very heavy voices who feel like this is impossible for me. And within a couple months, they have a voice that they're really happy with. They're being gendered correctly on the phone. And it's not strenuous. It's not something that's leading to vocal damage, right? That's an important thing too, that this is a healthy technique and something you can maintain.
According to Jansen, although it is intuitive to focus on changing pitch first when attempting to alter your voice, it's not the most important factor. Resonance, buzziness, addition of vocal fry, and where you carry your voice in your mouth and throat all affect the way that your voice presents.
So keeping the pitch just the same, but changing the size of the instrument. So for example, if I were to use a filler word like and have it at a certain pitch, I can take that and open the space. Now I have a lot more space. This sounds dark. This sounds bright. This is a smaller space, but I'm still on the same note. When I go to here, I haven't shifted the pitch. The pitch is staying the same. The resonance is what's changing.
One of the things that Jansen and Goldberg discuss in these free workshops is the idea of safety sets. These can be a few simple words or lines that trans folks can use, such as giving your address to a cab driver. That doesn't necessarily reflect a voice that they can sustain long term. The purpose of these is to avoid being misgendered in certain short situations for the sake of safety. AC Goldberg was able to do a demonstration with me. Sure, I can try.
All right, let's go for it, River.
So this is my natural voice, and I'd like a medium-sized double-double and a vanilla dip donut.
For the first thing I want to do with you before we even try and get you into that set is take a deep breath and have an audible sigh like and then at the end of your breath feeling the vibration in your chest. And now keeping that open and ask for your tall double-double or a coffee order that I can't remember.
A medium-sized double-double and a vanilla dip donut.
Ooh, how did that feel?
Very different. I could feel it moving down my chest. This type of voice modification can be ultimately essential to quality of life. For Anya Binder, a trans feminine student in Ottawa, sessions at Your Voice have helped her tremendously.
Mainly it gave me a voice of literally giving me a voice that made me much more confident. It allowed me to really express myself, to be able to go out and really be myself and pursue the very best version of myself and put my very best self forward, which wouldn't have been possible had I still been in my incongruent voice.
Sliding scale pricing has helped Binder be able to afford the voice training that she needs, but she does say that insurance coverage could be improved.
On the other hand, I think of it as, what's the price that I'm willing to pay to have a voice that I like? This is who I am. My voice is, in a sense, who I am. It's who people, when people hear my voice, that's who they think I am. And what kind of a price am I willing to put on getting a voice that really sounds like I do? And what is the point? What's the price of self-confidence? What's the price of feeling motivated to go out and speak to people and have a social life? Those are factors to consider.
For trans folks everywhere, our voices matter a great deal. Training such as this can help us use our true voices, in more ways than one. Not every trans person wants or needs this type of therapy, but for those that do need it, it can make an enormous difference in how they are perceived and how they move through the world. This was River Kero with the Langara Voice.